Hello everyone, welcome back to the new course of React Native Full Stack Development. In this course, we are going to create an doctor appointment app with React Native. So this is the Figma design of the application that we are going to build in this course. So here we have some couple of screens like the onboarding screen, a home screen, appointment, and the voice call. Also there will be some other screens that we will create in this application. In this application, we'll use couple of libraries. Also, we will use WebRTC for the voice call. So these are the tasks or the features that we are going to do in this course. So first we'll start with the project setup, and then we will build the UI where we'll build the authentication screens and the onboarding screen, home screen, and couple of others. Also, we will integrate the WebRTC and WebSocket for the real-time communications like voice call. We will do the state management using Redux. We'll also handle data fetching and API integrations with powerful libraries like Axios and React Query. We will do the navigation with React Navigation native stack, and the backend we will create using Spring Boot. And at the last, we will see how we can deploy and test the app. So let's go back and first we'll see the demo of the app, then we will start this course. So this is the application. First, we will see the onboarding screen. Before this, we can also create a splash screen that we will build later in this course. Once we will click on get started, here we can provide the phone number to log in, or we can use continue with Google, the Google sign in option. Let's fill the mobile number. Now, once we will fill the mobile number, it will ask the OTP. Here, when we will enter the OTP, we will land to the home screen. Here we have option to search the doctor. Also, we will get option to clear the recent searches. This is the list that we will create for symptoms. And here we can see the doctors that we are displaying horizontal list. Also, we have an option to go to and see all the doctors in another screen. So when we will click on any of the doctor, here we will get an option to book an appointment. When we will click on book appointment, it will ask the patient details. So let's say I'm going to enter the some random details. Here the mobile number. If I click on next, it will ask to fill the above fields. So let's enter it. And when we click next, so here we can select the date on which we have to book the appointment. The maximum date we can select it the 2 weeks. So let's say I have selected this date, and this is the time slot which I have selected, and let's give it the reminder time to remind it for the appointment, and we will click on set appointment. So once we click on set appointment, it will book the appointment and display as a model, and when we press it done, it will land to the home screen, and here we will get the card for the appointment. Also, when we will click on the card, it will display the appointment screen where we will get an option for the voice call. And when we will click on voice call, it will connect with the doctor. As we progress in this course, we will build all that screens. Also, we will connect these screens with the backend. So yeah, let's start it. Okay, so here we are going to initialize the React Native project. Let's create a folder here, and I'll give the name Medicart. And let's open a terminal. I hope you're able to see the terminal clearly. Now here I'm going to write a command to initialize the React Native project. To initialize the React Native project, the command that we can use, we are using React Native CLI. So for that, we'll give it React Native community at CLI at latest init Medicart. Medicart is the name of the application that we are going to build. Here we need to give it slash. So it will take few minutes and initialize a new project. Okay, so the project has been created. Let's import this project in a new window. Okay, so this is our project. Now here, let's open a first terminal. We'll do npm install. Let me zoom this. Okay, so first let's try to start the application to check our environment should working. Npm run iOS. Okay, so first we need to install the pods. Let's go to the iOS folder and here we'll do pod install. Okay, the pod install is completed. Let's go back to the main folder and here we'll do npm run iOS. Okay, so the application build is successful and here we go. We can able to see the application is running on the device. Now let's go through quickly go through the project structure. So here we have two directories, Android and iOS. This will be rarely we will use in this project because we don't need to write any native code. If there will be a chance where we need to connect it with the voice call or anything, if we able have to write some code, then we will write the code in these directories. This basically contain all the native code. And here we do have node modules that will basically install. It will keep all the packages in this folder, the dependencies that we're using in the project. And here we do have app.tsx. Now in the app.tsx, let's remove this code because this code is not required. So we'll keep the safe area view. And here the background style, we don't need this. Let's put it container here. Let's just give it flex property 1 and here we'll do styles dot container. Okay, and this is not required. This function also doesn't require. Let's remove it. Now this is looks more cleaner and also removing the unused dependencies. So let's first check the design. uh, First we'll discuss the design. Now here we have this design of the application. There first will be have a onboarding screen. On the onboarding screen there will be a just a button get started and some text, and then after this we'll get it a login screen. There is no login screen in this design, but we'll create a login screen. The login screen will be similar to onboarding screen. We'll just have some options to log in with mobile or Google sign in, and then we'll land to a home page, the basically the dashboard or the home page screen, where will be have a bottom tab navigation. And here in the bottom tab navigation will be have home page, appointments, chat window, and the profile. Okay, so here there will be a scrollable list and the top doctors. We'll discuss it in detail when we will create these screens. And also in this app will be have option for the voice call feature. So let's go back to the code. First I'll create a couple of folders here. So first folder that we required, source folder, and in this source directory let's have a folder components, screens, then will be have styles, API. Sorry, this will become outside of the store, assets, Okay, so these are the folders that I've added that basically we required in every application. This is how we will structure our project. Now in the components, we'll create the standalone, the UI components, which will be used in the multiple screens. Maybe that component are, maybe they are reusable, or they are very specific use in the multiple screens. So we'll add all that uh, components to this component folder. Screens, we can say the basically the overall the page, the screens that will put it in this application, like the home screen or appointment screen. All this will be put it in the screens folder. Okay, now the first folder that I'm going to create is onboarding component or onboarding screen. And let's use this at here, onboarding. Now in this onboarding component, we'll basically display an image, the image that will come as a background, and there will be in one window here where we'll get the some content and a button. I'm going to add all the assets over here. So let's copy that all assets. I just put it here in the, let me open this. Okay, so here I've added all that assets that we require. Okay, so first we'll put it style flex 1. It basically fill the entire screen. And then we'll do here image background, and let's add here source require assets image splash dot png, and here style flex 1. So this cover the entire screen. Justify content center. The text that will put it inside this component, it will become as in the center of the horizontal screen. And here, so now here this the background cover, the background image has covered with this image. Now we'll add one more view here. So this view style, or let's have here image source require assets image, and doctor dot png. We'll put it flags of 0.6, and here let's have style flags 1. Justify content center, align items center. Here let's put it style width 100%. Yeah, this is the image that we get it here. I think we don't require this. Let's add margin top 120. Okay, and here we'll create one more view, and in this view we'll put it style flex 0.45, background color white, border top left radius 20, border top right radius 20. So here let's just put it text hello. Okay, I think we don't need this view. Okay, so here we do have, now we got this window at the bottom, and here we have that image. Okay, so now here let's put it the text welcome to Medicart. And here we'll add style, font size of 22, let's increase to 24, font weight bold, and padding vertical. Okay, so this is the text here. Now let's add one more text, and this text we can add the text as something like book appointment with your favorite doctor. Okay, and let's add a style here, style of font size, padding vertical, text self or align self center, padding horizontal, text align center, and here we'll do add color gray. Okay. So this is the text, the description, or let's say subtext. Okay, now we'll add a button here. So for adding the button, either we can use a touchable opacity or a pressable. So whenever we need to create a button, better if you use pressable. And if you are even if you are using like button, you cannot use because it will not give that properties, all that properties that we required. So you should have to create your own custom button. So for that, let's do one thing. We'll add the button in the components. Button.js label on press. Okay, and let's have this touchable opacity on press style. Now here we can pass the styles. So first styles, let's have here button that uh, that styles will apply and in the this component. So let's pass it styles dot button, and along with it we can also get the styles from the component props. Let's add here that stuff. Okay, now let's have that text here. Text label style. Style will put it similar like this at here. Text, and let's put it color white, font size 22. In the label, let's set it get started, and in the style, so let's add these styles here. Bottom 0, background color. So for the background color, we need to use this color. Okay, so this is the color, and some of the styles will put it here, like text align, center, align items, center, height 48, justify content, center, border radius. Okay, so this is the button, and let's add also here one more style that we need in this view. Let's put this outside. Okay, so this is the button. This also giving the feedback, the opacity, touchable effect. So now we have created this onboarding screen. Now when we click on get started screen, the onboarding screen will land to the login screen. If user has already logged in the application, then we'll navigate it to the home page. So to implement the navigation in the application, we have to use some third-party dependencies or the libraries. So for that, I'm going to install some dependency, basically the React navigation, React native navigation and React native stack navigation. Here, let's search it React native navigation. So let's install the dependencies that we require for the React navigation native. Also, we need this because we are using pair React native project. Also, we need a native stack, and we'll use the bottom tab navigation also for on the home page. So let's install one more dependency that is for the bottom tabs. Okay, so we have installed the dependencies, and now let's do the pod install. We are testing this in iOS, but you can, if you are using Windows, you can use the Android emulator. You will not get any problem, and also we'll make sure we'll validate the application in Android too. So once we progress, we will validate in both the devices. And now here, let's do npm start, npm run iOS. Okay, now the next screen, let's add the login screen here. Login screen.js. Before starting with the login screen, let's first set up the React Native navigation. So for that, I'm going to add here navigation.js. It will be just a component that we will use it for defining all our entry points. So let's add here. Now here, let's create a stack, create native stack navigator. Okay. And here we'll call navigation container. And here we'll call stack dot navigator. Initial route name. Initial route name would be splash screen, but as of now we have only added the onboarding page. So I'm going to add on. I'm going to give here onboarding. Later we'll change it. Let's supply here stack dot screen. Name onboarding component on onboarding and options header shown false. Okay, and this component we'll use it here in the app.tsx. So let's put it navigation. This is very simple, navigation, and this navigation is going to have this component. In this component, initial route name is onboarding, right? So let's refresh it. Let's clear the app. Okay, so the error has gone now. When we click on get started, this basically navigate to login screen. As I told, login screen component will be similar to, so let's just copy it, this whole code, and we'll put it in the login screen. And in the button add here, let's give it sign in. We'll add few more fields, but let's just test it. Our navigation should be working. Use navigation, navigate on press login screen. Okay, and on login screen we have not registered in the navigation, so let's add it here. Stack dot screen name login screen component login screen. Okay. Okay, so there are few dependencies are missing. Let's add it. Text we already there. Button, okay. Image is missing. Okay, now here we are at the login screen, and on the navigation screen, sorry, okay, on the login screen we cannot go back, so here we'll give it header shown false. Let's give it header shown false, because once user will land on the login screen, then they cannot go back to the previous screen. If they want to back, they can just close the application. Now we'll make a few changes in the login screen like this. We'll change this image facility, okay, and let's do resize mode, cover. Okay, we don't need this, just put it here. Okay, and we don't need this, let's remove this. Instead of this, we can change it to view, and we don't need resize mode. Source also not required. Okay. So this is our login screen, and let's make few more changes here. So we'll add here login or sign up, and we don't need this. Let's add here a view. In this view we'll create style, flex direction, row, text, and the text input. In the text, let's just add here plus 91, and in the text input also we need to define here some height. Let's put it height here 50. Basically we don't need this, so we'll just close this view at here. Okay, and let's put it here, border color gray, border width 2. So this is the input, and align items center. Also we need some padding. Let's put it here, margin of 10. Okay, border radius and padding horizontal. This is the input. Let's add here keyboard type numeric, placeholder phone number, max length 10. Okay, so like this we can put it the number. and also font size 18. Okay, so this is our input field. Let's decrease the margin here. We'll decrease to 50. Okay, so now here after the this input, let's add here a button. This button basically, and we'll give this login with mobile. We don't need this. Okay. Login with mobile. Else this button will change it to Google sign in. So let's do one more thing here. So we'll pass the children. Let's adjust this component. If children otherwise text component. Okay, and let's go here. Now in this component, first we'll pass the image, source, require, Google icon.png. We got the Google image, and here let's add the text. Text is continue with Google. Okay, and some gap, color white. This button for Google login. Font size. Let's create it. If we give the white color, and this color then will be black. Okay, this also looks more better. And here let's give it the border color. Border width. Okay, this is continue with Google button. Okay, now when we will type it the phone number here, and if user have clicked on login with mobile, will basically validate if the phone number has 10 digit, then we'll navigate it to the OTP verification. So for that, let's do create here one more screen that would be the OTP verification. For the OTP verification, there is a for that field there is a third-party library that is OTP React Native OTP verify, and so we'll use this dependency. Let's install this. Okay, so first let's have here style flex 1, and then we'll create one more view. Background color white. Here basically we'll give we have sent you. We have sent you a verification. We have sent a verification code to this, and you will get that mobile number. Style, we'll add the styles here, and then one more view here. Margin top 20, and let's call this OTP input. My bad, this is some other library. We need this library React Native OTP entry, not the OTP verify. Yeah, this is the dependency that we have to install. So let's install this dependency first. We'll go back to here. Again, now let's restart the app, and here we'll do npm run iOS. Okay, now let's add the component OTP input. Now here we'll call number of digits 6, and on text change, let's add a method here, constant on change text. Use callback. On change text. So on the on change get text, we'll get it the text here. On filled, And let's have here one more method on OTP field. This method will be called when OTP will be filled. Okay. Now we need to add the entry point in the navigation for this OTP verification screen. So let's add it here. Let's have screen name OTP very OTP verify. Component OTP verification. Okay, and in the login screen, when we will click on login with mobile, then we will navigate to OTP verification screen. So here on press, let's add here constant mobile number, set mobile number, use state, constant on change or on press login, use callback. And in the text input field, here on change text, set mobile number. Okay, and on press login, here mobile number will be have dependency if mobile number dot length is equal 10. Okay, so the OTP verification code will navigate to OTP verification screen. Here I've added OTP verify and the mobile number will pass in the route params. So in the here in the OTP verification code, because it will inherit the route prop from the React Native's navigation screens, and here we'll get the mobile number. Now when we will enter it the mobile number, it will go to the OTP verification screen, and here when we will enter the OTP, this method will receive that OTP. Also added some more styles like some margin and the font size. Now here in the OTP verification screen, we'll create a counter. This OTP, when the user will land on this screen, there will be a counter that will count basically the 30-second. It will basically a countdown. So here we'll create a countdown for 30-second. Once it's complete the 30-second, it will give an option to resend the OTP. So let's add here counter set counter use date 30, and let's have the here use effect. Here countdown, use callback, if counter is greater than 0, set counter counter -1, And here let's have that timer, set interval, countdown for each 1 second, and on the unmount will clear the interval. And here we'll add if counter is greater than 0, and then let's display a text. In the text we'll display resend OTP in second. Line self center and margin top 20. Okay, and here also if the counter is updating. Okay, now here we'll basically add the option to resend the OTP. For that, if counter is equal to 0, and then display button, and let's give it resend. Style color black. Okay, so here the text of color is white. So let's do one thing. Here we'll pass the text in a child. Let's move this. Recent. Okay, and here let's add style, background color gray. Basically we'll put it style here, and let's give it here text, font size, color. So the color will be this. Okay, so this is the recent button here. Okay, now if we go back and come here again, so this will show the resend OTP in these seconds. If we enter and after this countdown, 30-second countdown, it will show an option to resend the OTP. Now here, once we receive the OTP, we'll navigate to home screen. So let's add here constant use navigation, navigate. Okay, so next we'll create the home screen. Also we'll do the authentication. First, let's have some basic structure of the application. Then we'll start with the backend. So for the login, we'll do the Google authentication and the login with mobile or login with email. If we send the OTP on email, then we'll expect to verify that OTP that the platform, the backend has sent that code to the email. So we'll keep here two option, either like we can switch to email login or the phone login, because if we integrate the OTP login through phone, we need to connect with the third party APIs. But yeah, we'll see how we can integrate that. And here let's change the in the login screen, we'll just change the border width. This this looks more darker. Let's reduce to 1. And also for the text input, and here let's give it 1. Here we don't need this counter. Let's change this to counter -1. Okay, and once, so this will set the timer. Okay. So here we don't need to pass the counter as dependency. In these screens, let's create one screen for the home page. That would be home screen, home screen.js. This will be the home screen, and we need to register this in the navigation. So let's put this in the stack navigator, stack dot screen name home screen component home screen, and options. We don't need the back button, header. So we'll create our own custom header, and let's put it show header shown false. Okay. Now in the OTP verification, once we get that OTP, here we'll call navigate home screen. Okay. So when we go to login with mobile, and when we'll enter this 6-digit code, this will navigate to home screen. Later we'll add the authentication, but here we are just hard coded the navigate at, at this in this method to home screen. Okay, now in the home screen, we'll create a couple of components. So for that, first let's see the design. So here will be have header, and there is a list of items. It will be a category list, uh, symptoms, right? And then will be have the doctor list, and here will display the appointments, the appointment that has booked by the patient. And then will be have a bottom tab navigator. So this is the more rough diagram of the home screen, how we'll structurize the components. So this is the home screen component, where we'll be have header, and then categories, doctors, then we'll be have here appointment list, and this both will be horizontal scrollable lists, and this is the bottom tab navigation. Okay, so let's do here, we'll add style flex 1, background color white. Okay, now here we'll create some components. So let's add the component header. Okay, and doctor list. categories. Okay, these all are the components that will display on this home page and appointments, appointment list. Okay, so first let's add the header component, header.js. Okay, in the header component, first will be have this, let's put add here style. Here we'll add container, height 25%, and background color will give it this color. Let's put this color in some constant file, so every time when we have to use it, it is better to refer that constant from some common file. Let's put it here, styles color.js, export const colors. Okay. And let's use this here, colors dot primary, and we need to use it applied styles, and this header component we'll call it at here. Okay. So this is the header component. So this is the background in the header component, and let's go to here. Now in the header will be have here one image, the name, and the notification bell icon. So let's put it here, view style profile. Let's add here padding of 20, flex direction row, justify content, space between. So the first view that will display here, view, in this view will be have image and some text, and then in the second we will be have a bell icon. So let's put it here, view, we will display image, source require. I'm just giving it some placeholder image, later we'll change it. So this is the image. Let's apply some styles. Height 48. Background color. If there is no image, we'll just display a plain background. Width 48 and border radius. So it will display in a circle, border radius 50. And let's apply here styles.image. So this is the image. So, okay, now here let's apply view. This view will give it style, flex direction, column, and then some padding from left 10, styles.pio, and here let's have text, and in this text we'll do hello, welcome. Just we need to apply the flags. Yep. And let's give it here color. This color will get it from here. Secondary. Okay. Here let's give it the padding top of 5, and here's some font size 18. Okay, and this image will display in it in a, let's apply it here, align items center. Okay, so these are the two text here, and now here we'll add the view for bell icon. So for that, this is the view, top level view, and here we'll add one view, style, bell icon, align cell center. Let's give it here button, image, source, require, assets, image, and icon dot png. Yep. So this is the button for the notification. Okay, now this is the head. Okay, now this is one part of the header, and the next is we need to display this search component, right? So let's here add one component, search bar, search bar .js. Okay, so for this search bar, if we see the design here, there is an icon image of the search and the search doctor. So this is complete a search bar. But here, like when we'll click on the search doctor, this will basically open a search window. This will be a search screen where we can search the doctor, and also it will display the recent searches, and also will give the option to clear the searches too. We'll add here a view. That view is basically contain an this container element, this search bar. So let's have here touchable opacity, style. Let's put it here, search bar, flex direction, row. And simply just put it here, and style, styles dot search bar, border width, height 48, border radius 10, margin 10, and the border color. So let's copy the color here and give this color, border color. Now here first place we'll add image, source require, sets image, and search dot png. So this is the search image. Let's put it in the center, style, search image, line items, line self, center, styles dot search image, and we'll add some padding horizontal 10, so margin horizontal 10. Okay, and then At here, let's put it the text. Search doctor. Style. Styles dot search text. Align self center. Search text. Font size 16 and colors dot secondary. Okay, basically a search button we can say, or a search component. When we click on it, this will navigate to the search screen. So let's create here one screen that will give it the folder name search screen. Search screen.js. On press navigate search screen. Okay, so when we click on this component, it will basically navigate to the search screen. Now in the search screen, let's just first put it here, the entry stack dot screen name search screen component search screen option header shown false. Okay, now at here let's put it container flex 1 and background color white. Styles dot container, and here we'll call a view. So at here basically we'll put it this one view. Let's call this search container background colors dot primary style styles dot search container, and let's put it height here, height of 60. Okay. So this is the search container, or even we can put it some more height if you if it required. Let's just put it 65. Now in the search bar we'll give this here a view background color white, flex direction row border radius 10, margin 10. We call here that search bar. Let's give it height of 48. Align items center. Here let's put it width of 100%. Okay, here let's put it width of 95%. Okay, so at here we'll give it one icon, one button, basically the back button to go back, and another will be our text input. So let's add it here. This will be button. I'm giving it just text here, but we'll change it to the icon. Back button. Let's add here text input. So in the text input, let's first give it the placeholder search doctor, and clear button mode always. So if we search anything here, like style, text input, width 100%, styles dot input. So like this. So just giving here the option because that. Okay, so let's reduce it to 85 to get that search here for search clear button. Okay, now here we will add some more props. That's props basically auto capitalize, and this would be none. Autocorrect. We don't need autocorrect. So just making it a false. On press. So now here we'll handle the on text change, on change text, on change text, and we need to pass it the on change text from where we are using this search bar component. So let's go back to search screen, and here on change we'll pass it function. Let's create a function here on change, use callback. Let's pass it here. Now this on change will get it one property. Now when we'll get it the on change event handler, here we'll get it the text. So let's go to search bar, and here on change text, on change. Okay, and search screen, here let's put at the console log search text. Let's search something here. Now here, if you see in the console, whatever we are typing, we are getting it in the console. So this method will be called every time when the user will search. Here on the search component, we make an API call over here. So let's just clear this. Okay, so now this is the view of search component, right? And here let's add a view. This view will be sub container, flex direction row, justify content, space between. And also let's apply the styles dot sub container, and here we'll display recent searches. Let's give it some padding of 10, and one button here for clearing these searches, clear. And here let's pass the styles. Now here we'll do a clear button, padding 0, margin 0. Okay, styles dot clear button, and also let's apply the height of. This is simply we can make it touchable opacity also. Touchable opacity would be fine because we don't need any padding or the height. So let it be touchable opacity. We don't need any height or these parameters. Now here these both are in the same row, the text and the button, clear. And let's just give it here the color, style. clear text, colors dot primary, and let's apply it here. Styles dot clear text. So font weight bold. Yep. And here we'll display list of recent searches. Now when we will press on back button, it should go to back screen. It should navigate to back screen. So let's add here constant use navigation. Since we need to put it in the search bar, and here on press, over here on press, let's pass navigate. Just add here navigation dot go back. Okay, so this is the search component. Also here we'll edit the API integration when we'll search any item here, or the any name of the doctor. So we'll hit the backend API, we'll get it the list, and then we'll display it here in a search list. Okay, now on the home screen we'll display a categories of we'll display a category list here, basically the list of symptoms. And if we select any of the category item, any of the symptom, then we'll filter it the doctors. So here we will when we'll display the doctors, and if we want to see all, there also will display our filters. That filters we can apply on that doctor's list. So let's create a categories component over here. In the home screen, new folder, categories. This needs to be go into the components. Let's delete it from here, and here we'll create it the component categories. Okay, it's already there. Yeah, let's add a file here, categories.js. Now over here we need to display our categories. This category is a list, horizontal list, and also for this we need this data. I just put it the data at here, and let's copy all this data. We'll create one constant file, constants.js. Okay. So this is the this is all about the symptoms list data. Okay, now here we'll use a flat list. Let's import the flat list. Data, we'll get it from symptom list. Horizontal scroll, true. Style, flat list, padding of 10, styles dot flat list, show horizontal scroll indicator false, and then render item. And here on the render item, let's give it item index. Now because this is the static data, we can use it the index of the item. And here let's give it render item, name index. Okay, let's call here render item. We'll pass the item key index. So in this data we have call name, description, return, touchable opacity, style, category item. Let's create it the category item. Okay, so here we'll put the background color. Let's copy the background color from here. This is the background color that we need to apply. Padding, border radius, center, styles dot category item, and text name. Okay, let's use these categories right here. This is the category list. So let's give it some gap, content, container style, gap of 8 or something. Yeah. Let's create one state here to store the selected category. Set selected, use state, index. On press, set selected, index. Okay, so for that we need this index. Where this is a static data, it will not going to be changed. We can use it. Now here we'll check if the selected item is index is equal to selected background colors dot primary. Here let's give it mm, mm, the color also. So over here, style index is equal to selected color colors dot secondary. Okay. So this is the category list. Also here we can pass one function on change category, and we can pass this over here. Let's say on press selected on change category selected. Okay. We can change like this on press. So this is the category list, and now here we'll create a doctor list. So for the doctors, we'll display it like this: the doctor, and then like for example, we can display like top doctor or favorite doctor and see all button. So for this, let's have a component here, section heading. Let's give this section header. Put it title. So here we can expect some props like title, and on on view all or on press, and let's here have text. Also we need to put justify content space between. Let's give it title, disable opacity, text, see all. Text button. So here let's give it styles dot text button, and we'll apply color colors dot primary, styles dot text button. Let's give it font size 18, font weight bold. I'll use this section header over here after categories, section header, title. Title would be top doctors. Hmm, let's go to. So this is the section header. Now let's add a doctors component, doctor list. So let's give it here doctor list dot js. Now in this component, we'll give it like we need to be displayed in a grid, and in a grid we can have like if we are using at the home page, we'll display 2 or 3 items of the doctors, and if we go to see all, then we'll display all the doctors. Even like we can apply there the pagination in when we display it in a when we display it in view all, we can apply their paging. Okay, so let's have here we basically use flat list. For the doctor list, I put it here some data. This is the static data that we are going to use to create the UI, and later we'll integrate it with the API. So also I created here a doctor data. The doctor have some attributes like name, specialty, phone, email, and the image. So all this data will be used to create the UI, and later we'll create the backend. When we'll start with the backend in Spring Boot, we'll create API and integrate it with the UI. So let's put it somewhere this data in the source folder. Here I am going to add data folder. So here I'm adding a data folder, and let's add it here app content.js, and let's put it this data there. Also let's edit export specialties data, doctors data. And now in the API folder, I will add the file. One file would be the constant .js that will keep all that URL parameters and the configuration for the API, the networking that we'll do in the application. And let's have here other fetch doc, or we can say doctors.js file. And in this, let's add a method export constant fetch doctors async. Now this will return and promise. This is constant. Okay, so this will return and promise. Here we'll use constant URL equal to, let's give this here the base URL export constant base URL http localhost 8080, and there will be some other URLs, the API path URLs. So let's give it API path, and here will be have doctors doctor. For the doctor will be have API doctors specialty API plus specialties. Okay, and other is appointment. API slash appointments auth auth login API auth login. Okay, so they just put, so these are some of the URLs that we will use for the APIs. And now at here we'll call this base URL plus API path dot uh, doctors. Okay, and here we'll basically call uh, wait Axios. Let me see if we have added Axios or not. No, we haven't added. Let's install the Axios and pm install Axios. Okay, so let's give this URL method just Axios dot get URL. Along with the Axios, we'll use React query. So for the React query, we'll put it here. So for the React query, let's install the React query is a great library for performing the fetching or also updating, making the update API calls. Basically, it helps to make the things more easier. Also, it is used for caching the data. And let's quickly here we'll do query client provider. Now the React query, there is a provider in the React query. Like whenever any component has to use the React query, it has to be a wrap in this provider. So at the top level, before the navigation, we are giving it the query client provider. This is a entry point. This is the provider, and inside all that components can access that React query instance. So here let's give it query client, new query new query client. And let's pass it here, that. Okay. So now in this component file where we have that doctor list, here we can use now use query. We give its data, use query. Now use query uh, now use query expect two parameters that would be passed to this hook. One is here we'll pass that in a object. One is we pass the query key. Query key is basically that uniquely identified the as a caching key to basically fetch that doctor's data. So let's give it here doctors. And another is query function. Query function here fetch doctors. Okay, and this is loading and error. Okay, and in the fetch doctors, here we'll get the data. and then we'll return it the data. Because this API will not work, we have not created the API, so let's return it the doctors data. For this we just put it for time being until we don't have that API is ready. We'll just return it the doctors data. Now let's do pod install. Pm run iOS. Okay, so the application has started. Okay, so now here we have this home page, and on the home page, let's see if we are able to get data here. Console.log data. Okay, let's call this doctor list on the home page. In the home page screen. Okay, in the home screen we have here, let's call it doctor list. Mm, uh, because we are using latest version, so this needs to be an array. Yep, we are able to get the data of the doctors. So this is the data, and now using this data we'll basically create a horizontal list, and we'll display only a few of the cards like in the design, and we'll give it option to go to see all. When user will click on see all, it will display all the doctors. Okay, so let's create it here. uh, Constant, let's create constant styles, style sheet dot create style container styles dot container. Okay, and here we'll display a flat list, or all we need to display only a few cards, like here we're displaying. Okay, let's see. So we'll display flat list. In the flat list, let's have pass here the data, this data, pass it here, and show horizontal scroll indicator false, horizontal, and render item. For this render item, let's here have doctor card .js, name, and then here we need name, image, specialty. Also need specialty data. We'll put it specialty data also, and here we need specialty. item.id. Let's destructure the item here, and this is the item that we are passing all that item props to into this doctor card. Okay, so now this is the doctor's card that it is displaying on horizontal. So let's uh, style it this view. We'll basically put it here first. Style. Let's add it here. Container, border radius 10, or let's just give it the left border top left radius 10, border top right radius 10, and let's give it here styles dot container image source URI image. Then name text flex 1. Okay, we're getting the name. Let's give some styling here. Basically the height and width. Image height 80, width 220, styles dot image. In the image, uh, let's give it the width 100%. We need, let's apply 140, 40%. Mhm. Okay, then we need some width of the card here. Let's say the card width, we have defined it constant card width. This will define, uh, first we'll keep it here card gap equal to 16. Okay, and dimensions. So here we're going to use the my dimensions API, dimensions dot get window dot width minus card gap into 3, and we need to display two cards only. Let's do 2, and here we give width card width. Okay, and let's change this to touchable opacity. In the doctor list, we'll give here, let's give first style. In this style, we'll give padding of 10, and content container style gap of 8, let's give it 16 of the gap. Okay, so this is the cards, and also this is horizontal list. So in the doctor list, doctor card component, now at here we need to give that border and border top right radius 10. Okay. So this is the image, then we have here text and the specialty, then there is a icon that is just like the rating. For this here we'll give it star icon and the rating number. Also let's add here some few more attributes, like we need rating 4.5, fee, and let's apply this to all. Now add here in the doctor card, let's apply some styles, name, text, font size 16, and font weight bold. With some number here. Flex direction row, justify content, space between. Let's give it the text here, and then we need an icon, that is the in the if yeah in the asset we have here image, so let's give it here view image source require assets image star dot png, along with give text props dot rating. Okay, and let's give it style flex direction row, flex flex wrap, wrap, and some gap. Also if we increase this size, this is coming the outside, let's put it in this justify flex wrap wrap, and for the content, and here for the text we'll give it the width, let's give it some width here, name text, the name text, let's give it the width 50%. Okay, so this is the name, and let's give here's the specialty, and before specialty we'll also give, so here let's create a view, padding 5, text fee. Let's give the fee here rupee, and ropes dot fee. First let's give flex direction row and some padding. Okay, so this is the doctor list. Will display the doctors in a horizontal. If we click on see all, and here we'll just apply this horizontal list, will make it false. So if we click on see all, let's go back to that home page. On the home screen, here we do have section header, and in the section header we have this see all on press. Let's apply on press, then on press, we'll call this on press. So in the home screen, on press, basically navigate to the doctor list, constant, use navigation, navigate, navigate, doc, doctors list, and here let's have that the entry point in the navigation. So stack dot screen name doctors list component doctors doctor list option, options, header shown false. In the doctor list, let's pass it here. So here we'll add this horizontal. By default this will be an false. Okay, so if we send it here horizontal, okay, that means it is applying as true. And in the doctor list, so here we'll check it's horizontal. Okay, so in the see all we have this all doctors. Okay, now when we click on see all, so this is displaying the list in only one column. So here we need to pass it a few more props like number columns. So this number columns, if are not horizontal, and to and column wrapper style, not horizontal, and end. We give justify content space between and gap. Okay, so let's try to log in now. Now if we click on see all, here we go, we are displaying the list in two columns, and also we need to send it here this horizontal property in the doctor card. Horizontal. So if we are getting this, the horizontal, let's remove the width from here. And in the image, when we'll apply this, uh, sorry, not here, at here, when we'll apply these styles, now we'll check if not horizontal. If not horizontal, we'll give here the height. Even though we can apply it height here, that's not a problem. Height's 48%, but we need to override it if we are getting not horizontal height. Let's say 70 or 65%. Okay, so these are the images. Okay, so this is not able to scroll. So let's change this style at here. Give it flex property. Okay, flex 1. And in the doctor card, let's give it here to 20. Yeah, I think this is fine. In the doctor list. So yeah, this is the doctor list in a here we are displaying it in a horizontal. If we go to here on, we'll display it in a vertical order. Now here let's create a header, and that header will give it the button to go back. So let's just have a button to do go back. We'll give it here view style flex direction row, background color white, height, let's give some height number like 80. Okay, so I've added that back icon at here. So now let's use that. We'll give here button, the button component that we created, right? So this we will display when the not horizontal image source require assets image back.png. Okay, this is the back button. Let's put this in a at the bottom here in a style should create header, and on press we'll call here constant navigation, use navigation, navigation dot go back, when we'll press it, we'll go back. Okay, now when we click on the doctor card, this will display this screen. This is for the appointment, but will display the similar screen for displaying the doctor details. And also on the bottom will give the option to book the appointment. So let's do that. Here we'll create a screen for displaying the doctor details. Let's create doctor, and let's give it the file name doctor details.js. Let's put it container. Here the container name for this style, flex 1 style, styles dot container, and the header will use it the same that we put it in the doctor list. And here we'll get it the route, and let's call it here constant. This will get it from the route dot params. This basically will pass it when we'll call this doctor details component to the navigation. And here we'll get it doctor ID, and here we'll call constant data uh, use query key doctor by ID query function. Here we'll call that function fetch doctor by an ID. Let's put it here, fetch doctor by ID, and here we'll get expect an ID, and then doctors dot find item dot ID. It is equal to this ID. So this will return a doctor object, and this doctor object now we'll get it here in this data, fetch doctor by ID. Okay, now in the doctor details screen, we will get the doctor ID in the route params. So let's go back to that component, doctor list. Okay, now here, when we are clicking on particular card, um, for that card, actually we are displaying it at here, doctor card. And when we'll click on that particular card, we'll basically navigate it to the doctor details screen. So for that, let's add here constant use navigation, navigate, and on press will navigate to doctor details, along with will pass the ID that we are expecting to win the params. So here we'll pass that doctor ID, and this will get it this from the props at here ID. Okay, so like this we'll pass that doctor ID. So if we see the data of this doctor list, let's go to this fetch doctors, and in the doctors data we have these IDs, right? So this ID we will get it from that doctor object, and then we'll pass it into the doctor card. In from doctor card, when we'll press on it, we'll navigate it to the doctor details screen. So in the navigation, we let's have us entry for this screen, stack dot screen name, doctor details, component, doctor details. Okay, so after this we need to be we need to implement that method where we are fetching the doctor details by an ID. Okay, we are already okay. So here we have f finding that the doctor data, the doctor object, that we will get it through this ID, and at here in the doctor details screen, let's add a here let's comment this data dot name. Let's print it here, the data that will get it from the doctor, uh, from the fetch doctor by ID. Let's put here data. Okay, so we are at here, and let's go back to the terminal. We'll check what exactly we are getting from that data. So let's press it J. It will open the dev tool. Okay, we are getting undefined. Let's check it. Doctor ID. Okay, doctor ID is fine. We are getting doctor ID 1, and in the fetch doctor ID. Okay, so here we have a problem because this will execute immediately. So we are getting undefined because we need to wrap this in a function. So when user query will call, then only it will execute. And let's pass here the doctor ID to cache that doctor ID. Yeah, now we are getting that data here. Okay, and at here in the navigation for this screen, let's change the header title and header back title, just back. Okay, so this is just a minor change with that we have added for the back header, for the, sorry, for the header in the back button. And let's give it here background color white. Okay, so now at here we see first we'll display that image, along with will display the name and specialty, and there will be an rating and few icons that will basically tell us like how many patients have booked the appointment for this doctor and years of experience rating. And then here we'll give it a book appointment button, and this is basically a screen to view the appointment. This will be similar as of the book appointment screen, only the difference will be here we'll get an option to voice call to the doctor. Okay, so that is the change that we'll add to the appointment screen. Okay, so now here let's do that. We'll create one view, and let's add here padding of 10. Now this view will be have the image there. This is basically an card, so let's add it here. In the, if we see in the component, yeah, we can use this card, even though let's check it, the doctor card. Mm, mm. Yeah, we can use this card. Only the difference is if we can make this card as a uh, like if we get the option to make this card as a touchable or the no the normal card. So let's do one thing. We'll move this to the component, or even though we can just use it the doctor card. So let's add here doctor card, and we'll pass that the ropes to this doctor card, and some of the stylings that we'll apply on this doctor card. So let's add here, or also this can be a scroll view. Okay, and in this doctor card let's have an option to pass the style. Again, the styles container, we have this width. Let's apply that and apply as an array. Yeah, we have given that width of 100%, and let's add here